Did you know there was a talking donkey in the Bible? Not a parable, not a metaphor, a real flesh and blood donkey that spoke with a human voice. What could make an ordinary animal do something so extraordinary? This is not just a strange story, it's a divine interruption. A moment where heaven breaks into the path of a man headed toward destruction. The Israelites were moving through the wilderness like a storm. After defeating the Amorites, their reputation shook the surrounding nations with dread. One of those nations was Moab, and their king Balak trembled at the thought of Israel's advance. He knew he couldn't face them in battle, so he turned to something darker, divination. A prophet for hire named Balaam. Balak sent messengers to Balaam with a tempting offer. "Come, curse these people for me, for they are too powerful. I will reward you handsomely." Balaam had a reputation. His words held weight, blessings and curses alike. But even he knew the God of Israel was no one to trifle with. He sought God's counsel, and God's response was clear: do not go with them. You must not put a curse on those people, for they are blessed. So Balaam refused. But Balak didn't give up. He sent more messengers, more important, with more money. This time, Balaam wanted to say yes. He told the messengers, "Even if Balak gave me his palace filled with silver and gold, I could not do anything against the command of the Lord my God." But he asked them to stay the night, just in case God changed his mind. And God gave Balaam a strange permission. "If the men come to call you, go with them, but only do what I tell you." But in Balaam's heart, the seed of greed had been planted. The next morning, Balaam saddled his donkey and set out. But this time, God's anger burned against him, not just for going, but for why he was going. Balaam's feet were on the road, but his heart was not in obedience. So God sent a messenger. An angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him, sword drawn. Balaam couldn't see it, but his donkey could. As they traveled, the donkey suddenly veered off the road into a field. Balaam struck her to get her back on course. Then, in a narrow path between two walls, the donkey pressed close, crushing Balaam's foot. He struck her again. Finally, in a narrow place where there was no room to turn, the donkey simply lay down. Balaam's fury ignited. He beat the animal with his staff. And then God opened the donkey's mouth. "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam shouted back, not even questioning the fact that his donkey was talking. "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." The donkey replied, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden? Have I ever done this to you before?" And Balaam answered, "No." Then God opened Balaam's eyes. There, standing in the road, was the angel of the Lord, sword drawn, eyes blazing. Balaam fell face down in terror. The angel said, "Why have you beaten your donkey? I have come to oppose you because your path is a reckless one before me." The donkey saw me and turned away. If she hadn't, I would have killed you, but spared her. In that moment, the donkey had more spiritual insight than the prophet. Balaam cried out, "I have sinned. I didn't realize you were standing in the road to oppose me." He offered to turn back, but the angel said, "Go with the men, but speak only what I tell you." And so the humbled prophet continued, now under divine watch. Balak took Balaam to a high place where he could see the Israelites encamped. "Now curse them for me," he said. But Balaam could not. He opened his mouth, and blessings poured out. 3 times Balak tried. 3 times Balaam blessed. God is not human that he should lie. I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I cannot change it. Furious, Balak sent him away. But before leaving, Balaam delivered one final prophecy. "I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star will come out of Jacob. A scepter will rise out of Israel." This was more than a blessing. It was a glimpse into the future of a coming king. The talking donkey was not a trick. It was a sign, a divine roadblock. A voice of warning when the man of God was too blind to see the danger ahead. Sometimes God speaks through unexpected messengers. Sometimes the very thing we consider beneath us may be the vessel of our salvation. Balaam's story isn't just about a donkey. It's about a prophet seduced by power, blinded by pride, and rescued by grace. It's about a God who watches the paths of men and intervenes when we go astray. It's about obedience that comes not from words, but from the posture of the heart. And it reminds us, if God can use a donkey, He can use you. Has your heart ever been on a path that looked right but felt wrong? Have you ignored the subtle signs, the roadblocks, the inner voice, the warnings? Maybe this story isn't just about Balaam. Maybe it's about you. Let this ancient miracle stir something fresh in your spirit. Let it remind you that our God is still speaking, even through the most unexpected voices. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share. Subscribe for more powerful Bible stories brought to life. And tell us in the comments, what's the most unexpected way God has ever spoken to you? Thank you for watching. See you in the next story.